Yeah. We gotta rise up. Rise up. Yo. Go for broke, give everything, better yet give your all. They don't wanna see you win, nevertheless show evolve. Wanna see my demise, you can be in for a surprise. Cause the sun ain't about to set, no, it's about to rise. Come hell or high water, we gotta rise up. Despite the storms of life, man, we gotta rise up. What's going on, everybody? I want to welcome you to this week's episode of the Stage is Mine podcast, presented to you by EETV. I'm your host, Terrence Hill. This week, it is my honor and privilege to bring to the platform someone I consider a friend, Elizabeth Smith. Liz, how are you doing?
Hey, good. I'm glad to be here because I love the stage.
Yeah, for sure. It's a privilege to have you on the platform. We'll start it off. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I work in the financial industry. I work in a Wall Street firm, investing in the private client group, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, alternative investments, anything you could think of investment-wise. I help people achieve those goals. Other than that, I'm also a trained ballerina. I trained in the Royal Academy of Dance, starting at the age of 16. And so I would get graded from people traveling overseas to come and grade us on a syllabus. And so I was trained in the Royal Academy of Dance by a professional Canadian dance instructor, as well as many others, such as Alvin Ailey, and some other people that I was trained by. And then I just love dancing and fitness in general. I'm also an instructor for the Les Mills Company. And so I also instruct a core class at the gym. And then personally, myself, I'm always going out doing anything fitness, athletic, just getting active.
Yeah. Now, how did you get into the financial industry? What kind of drew you to that?
Let's see. So I knew that I wanted to study business. And so what drew me into finance was I just loved everything about learning to help people financially. And so that's what drew me into it. And so I ended up going to Christian Brothers University and studying finance as my concentration. And I just remember, as a child wanting to know, how do you write a check? How do you, what is a stock? What is a U.S. savings bond? All of the financial aspects of investing is what I was always curious about. And so as my life progressed, I started off with management courses in college. And so they weren't really hitting home for me. It just seemed like such a bore, such drudgery. I wasn't enjoying learning at all. And then I took my first finance course and had a blast. It was so much fun. And so I knew that is exactly the road I was supposed to continue to take. And God's been faithful. I ended up started working for a bank. After the bank, I then started working God moved me into a wonderful Wall Street firm called Raymond James, which most people are very well aware of that firm. Mm-hmm. So I've been working there for the past 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's awesome. Now, you as a dancer, when did you develop a passion for dance, and how did you kind of get into that?
Let's see. So I always wanted to dance. And when I was a child, I loved Michael Jackson. I taught myself how to moonwalk. I love Janet Jackson. I had every album. I was always dancing in my room, and I always wanted to be a trained dancer. Yeah. However, when I was growing up, there weren't any dance classes available. It was not something that was very prominent here in Memphis at all. As soon as I was able to get my driver's license, first thing I did was I ended up finding a jazz dance studio. So once I got into that class, I was like, oh man, there's a lot of technique that goes into this. Like there's a lot of skill development, muscle development that goes into this. It's not just learning a cool cool move or anything like that. So I it really came about. I went on a mission trip to the Darien jungle at the age of 18. And when I came back from that mission trip, we still had yellow pages back then. And so that's what was available. So I was kind of like going through the yellow pages and was having like, the only thing like really available was Fred Astaire. And that wasn't really for me. And so just God really blessed me with this Canadian professional dance instructor. And she called me back, and she had this program called A Chance to Dance. And you went through a summer development program, and you danced from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. And you had a full repertoire of training. So you would have your point work, you would have ballet, you would have modern, you'd break for lunch, you'd have Pilates, you would then go into character dancing, jazz, maybe a jazz style or something. And so then we'd have choreographers from all over the nation, or professional dancers come in from all over the nation and teach us. And so I don't know, I just felt like God really blessed me in that, because I had given, I guess a lot of people at the age of 18, they go on these huge trips, but I had actually gone on the mission trip. So I don't know, something that I was really passionate about, God opened a door for me. And so that's how it happened.
Okay. Now, besides Michael and Janet, were there any other dancers that inspired you? And over the years, anybody else that you
oh yeah.
like?
Let's see, who's something recent? Beyonce.
Okay.
I actually saw Beyonce at the New Daisy when she was a Destiny's Child, and they had just come out with like one hit on the radio. And they had these like Jingle Jam tickets, and I won on the radio a Jingle Jam ticket to go see Destiny's Child, and there was like a bunch of other people.
Okay.
And the New Daisy is really just kind of like a hole in the wall type venue, kind of grungy, like kind of gross, but they had a lot of these hits on the radio up on the stage, and one of them was Destiny's Child, and you just immediately knew that there was something different about them and how amazing they were, and you're just like they had the it factor about them. Just like, what? Like, this is awesome. Yeah. So it was before they had really blown up. So of course Beyonce. Now look at Beyonce. She's a huge one. Misty Copeland.
I was just about to say, I'm a big fan of Misty's.
Yeah, Misty Copeland. I love the Alvin Ailey Dance Theater. They come here to Memphis a lot, and they just came. I danced with Georgia Dino, Chicago Jazz Company last summer. They were amazing. There's just so many. If you just anything within the dance world, it's just amazing to be a part of.
Yeah. Now, you also have a big passion for fitness. How did you get into that? And you've even like competed before as well.
Yeah. So fitness, working out for me is like brushing your teeth. Like, you have to have that every day. And I love it. I love the endorphins. I love the mental clarity you get for it. I love the energy. I love how it renews your youth. And so I guess what started that for me was I was like as a kid, like I was kind of like super skinny. And my dad lifted weights. And so I'd be like, well, I really like, I remember not liking my calves. And so I was like, I really don't like my calves. I need to do something about this. And so he showed me calf raises, and to just get on the step and go up on releve, or rise up onto the ball of your foot and come back down, and then pump it out and get hypertrophy in your muscle. So I just remember that starting at that age and being like, okay, I can do certain exercises to help my physique. And so my dad just did it because it was a habit of his that made him very successful. And he was also successful in business because of it. So for me now, like, not only does it have so many health benefits, but you get so much friendship out of it. And you're doing something that's healthy for you in your life to deal with the stresses of life. But while you're doing something that's healthy, you're gaining so much more out of it. You're getting to, if you want to learn to surf, you're surfing on the ocean. If and if you go running, you're running with a big group of people and meeting so many friends. Competing wise, I really wanted to compete because I loved exercising. So I was getting up at 5 a.m., going to the gym. For me, it's some people, they dread exercise. They don't see any they don't see any purpose in it, but there's so much purpose in it, because if you train, you're able to achieve a certain skill, and that skill will lead to a gift, and then that gift opens doors to opportunity to do things. Like if you want to be in the Macy's parade, or if you want to be an Olympic athlete, or whatever it may be. So what made me want to compete was that I'd achieved, being able to do ballet. But there were parts of my physique that I wanted to work on that I could not quite get yet. And the thing about bodybuilding is that that's all they're presenting. They're not presenting any fancy dance movement. They are presenting their physique, and their physique only. So I wanted to unlock those keys to bring out the changes in my physique that I had not been able to achieve yet. So that's when I met Pamela John, who is an IFBB bikini pro, and she is also a Christian and also passionate about your physique, and doing everything you can to present it at its very best. And so I got with her and learned the keys basically to help me achieve that. So yeah, that was my huge goal. I think it was, and it was funny how that happened. And I guess that actually started in 2020 when everything was shut down. And so everything, everyone else was like shutting down everything and afraid to do everything. The Lord opened that door for me, and I was like, oh no, I have to go to the gym. Like, he's doing this in my life. And so it was actually a huge step of faith at that point, when everything was shutting down, to be like, you know what, I'm not going to die. I'm actually going to get in the best shape of my life. And I'm not going to be afraid to go to the gym and touch an iron bar that everyone's touching. I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to see people who are 80 years old doing squats, not in the critical care, So that's where I was with everything. And then I ended up stepping on stage and competing at Nashville Fit, and was in the best physical appearance I've ever been in.
Yeah. Pamela was the very first guest I ever interviewed on this podcast. So yeah, that's and how I kind of met you as well. Do you have any plans to compete anytime soon?
No, this year I'm not competing. I actually have other goals of getting licensed to be a trainer, which I got licensed to teach core for Les Mills. The next thing I want to do is get licensed to teach their ballet class. So those are on my goal list this year, and to just get in that type of physical fitness. Because you go through seasons, right?
Yeah.
You have your winter season, and then you kind of have your cutting season. So my goal is to just stay with it for long term, and see those changes that I want to see at certain points within the year. And just hit that goal of excellence, but
Right.
not require me actually stepping on a competing stage to reach that pinnacle.
Okay. Now, one of the things I respect most about you, Liz, is you're a woman of faith. How did you get into that, and how has faith really assisted your life?
Oh, let's see. Well, I guess you know how you go through like times in your life when you're like, well, what am I here for? You
Yep.
know, like
Hmm.
what is like, and you go through challenges in life, and you're like, I need you. I need you, Jesus. Like, if you're real, I need you. And so it got to that point for me. And I just put myself, I remember I was going through such a tough time at the age of 16. And the only place that I was feeling any peace was at this church. And I kept going and I kept going. And then, um, you know, you ask, you seek, you knock, and the Lord answers. And so basically I had been asking a lot of questions and praying, and so then it wasn't just reading, it wasn't just like having a Bible class at a certain point or reading scripture. Like, God started showing up, like he was realer than real. He was answering every question I had. He was speaking directly to me. I had miracles happen. So I think what the best thing for me was putting myself in the environment for that to happen was really key. And in going to church, that was it. Like, I went to a private Christian school, and so we had Bible class all the time.
Hmm.
And so it was, I guess at that point, like I was like, oh, I don't need church. I go, I have Bible class every day. But there came a point where I was like, I need something more. I need more. And so that's when I guess, that's when I guess too, for me, when I was in high school, I always felt like maybe Christianity was for the goody two shoe group. Like, and I was like, they're so boring. I'm like, I'm not in the goody two shoe group. So I guess I'm not like a Christian. So, and that's not what it's all about. I mean, that is not what it's about. God loves you and God is for you. You need a savior. So, yeah, when I started putting myself in the environment where I could let God be real to me, and for me to know him for myself, that's when it all changed. So yeah, ended up getting saved. I was able to know that I knew that I was saved, and that Jesus was my Lord. I was able to get baptized in the water. I was able to get filled with the Holy Ghost. So all of those things came about at that point.
Okay. And two other quick questions before we go to our rapid fire section. I meant to ask this too. So if there's someone that's watching, they're interested in becoming a dancer, they have that passion, would you advise training? And then how could someone kind of pursue training?
Oh, so I would definitely jump into a community dance class. If you're interested in dancing, like, definitely seek out. Don't just do Zumba. Go and seek out a classically trained dance facility. Of course, ballet is going to give you your technique. So don't be like, oh, ballet is so boring. No, go do it. Find the inspiration behind ballet, because ballet gives you your technique in every other genre, even if it's hip hop. So go seek out, and if you like hip hop, I love hip hop, go to a real hip hop class. Don't just do Zumba. I think people end it there. So don't, like, go seek out a really trained ballet company. There's so many studios that offer as an adult, because nobody stays a teenager the rest of their life. I'm going to be 40 next week. So my big encouragement is don't ever feel like you're too old or you missed the ship on something. If you're interested in something, go pursue it. If you're into CrossFit, go drop into a class. So if you're into dance, whatever you're interested in, go seek out the real professionals within that field. And there will be introduction classes in that, so that you can develop that skill. And nobody was proficient at anything when they first started. You have to, like, I identify as a dancer, but I was not good at it at first. I was horrible. I had 2 left feet. I couldn't dance. I had to, like, basically walk while other people were dancing on point shoes and twirling around. Like, I was just basically walking. But I wanted to continually put myself in that environment and around those people that challenged me and pushed me out of my comfort zone, so that I could break free from my limits. And so go put yourself in those uncomfortable positions, fail, and don't care that you're failing, and just keep doing it. And eventually you will be whatever it is you're pursuing. You will be what other people will say, oh yeah, you're a dancer. Oh yeah, you're a basketball player. Oh yeah, you're a painter. You're a photographer. You will become that. But and don't feel like you're not that because someone's better than you or you don't understand it yet. You gotta crawl before you walk, and walk before you run, and run before you leap, and pretty soon you're flying.
Yeah. Happy early birthday, by the way. You got any plans?
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm excited. It's next Sunday.
Any plans?
Yeah.
Any plans?
Oh, any plans? Yeah, my best friend Noelle is coming in town from Texas, so that's the plan.
Okay. Yeah, I turned 40 last year, so it's interesting, to cross that threshold. Are you from Memphis? And also,
I am.
okay, but what do you love about Memphis?
Oh, the soul, the grit, the people, the creatives, the business, it's really obviously it's the people, because there isn't much scenery.
Okay.
The Grizzlies are awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I've been to Memphis once.
Okay.
Yeah, once, a long time ago. What would you say is the biggest difference between Memphis and Nashville?
The biggest difference, Memphis kind of has flavor about it. Nashville is, I don't know. It's like, of course, there's a blues in Memphis, and then there's country in Nashville.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just
Memphis
two different. Yeah, it's two different vibes. Just say it that way. It's two different vibes. Yeah. I've been there. Been to Knoxville also. So I almost died in Tennessee. So Tennessee is an interesting place for me.
We need to make it up to you.
Yeah.
That's a lot, then.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
I hydroplaned my car driving.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you lived.
Yeah, same here. I do this every show, Liz. I do some rapid fire questions. I just throw these at you and you answer it to the best of your capability.
Sure.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Favorite actor?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. We were just talking about Austin Powers earlier. He's hilarious. Whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Mike Myers. Okay.
Yeah, Mike Myers. He's funny. There's so many.
Yeah. You have a favorite actress?
Favorite actress. don't know. I like Still Magnolias. I can quote every line from Still Magnolias. Okay, Julia Roberts. How about I like Julia
Okay.
Roberts?
Yeah, I like Julia.
Yes.
Okay. You have a favorite recording artist?
Recording. Jay-Z's pretty dope.
Okay.
Like, so do you mean music wise?
Yeah, music wise.
Taylor Swift.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
You have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Dirty Dancing.
Okay. Favorite album?
Um. Gosh. Okay, so Keith Sweat, I think, is coming to Memphis soon. So I was talking to my coworker about Keith Sweat. I had his album.
Okay.
I had the Red Velvet
Janet.
album from Janet.
Mhm. Yeah, that's my
Gosh,
favorite album by Janet.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was really good.
What artists are on your playlist right now?
Uh, Calvin Harris, Megan Trainor, um, Taylor Swift. I like her Lavender Haze lately.
Okay.
That was a really good song. Um, Definitely Taylor Swift, because I was like, I could watch. I think last weekend I watched her on YouTube for a couple of hours.
Okay. And then obviously you have like music that you guys dance to as well, right?
Um, yes, like for me, I love the classical piano.
Okay.
So dancing to the classical piano is really so peaceful, so soothing, so therapeutic. So if you are into that, you will like it.
Okay. You have a favorite food?
um, well, health food, Whole Foods. I have this book right now. It's called Bodybuilding Meal Prep Cookbook by what's her name, Michelle Vradzaka.
Okay.
So that's my favorite. I cook more than I eat out. Um, so that right there is that that's that book is golden. I love it. So many great recipes. She has another book I want to get called uh something about sports snacks.
Okay.
Um, so I want to get that book because, of course, most people like I mean, I got my main meals down. Those are so easy, tilapia, chicken, broccoli, whatever. Um, Egg whites for breakfast, when you're eating healthy.
Yeah.
But when you need some kind of snack or something like that, I want to get her book because you got to have some type of dessert. You got to have pleasure in your life. So you want to do it in the right way. So I'm going to get that book next.
Yeah. Last but not least, my name is Elizabeth Smith, and I'm.
And I am me. Here I am, baby.
Great answer. Great answer. I'm me. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, really enjoyed the interview. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Anyone that's interested in following you on social media, how can they follow you?
Oh gosh. I guess, I mean, I don't really know. You have to really become like within my inner circle of friends to follow
Gotcha.
me. I don't
Gotcha.
really have anything open.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I don't know. Follow
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Gotcha. That is very good advice. Very good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
really.
do want to say this about fitness because this really bothers me. So I think people, they get stuck in not achieving certain things physically,
Mhm.
because they get in this mindset of like, oh, I'm getting older. Well,
Mhm.
don't focus on that. Like whatever you're focusing on is what you're going to achieve. So your body can achieve the impossible.
Mhm.
So focus on like if focus on I focus on everything that is like astronomically physically like powerful and crazy hype. Like I'm always looking at, say, Michael Jordan dunking basketballs, or Sonia Ross on the track and field winning gold medals, or you know, ballet people doing fouette turns and stuff like that.
Right.
So for me, my mindset is to look at those things and to be inspired by those things. And then you will see that breakthrough within your physical body. So,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, focus on those things. If you want, focus on runners running marathons and their day-to-day practice, or David Goggins running, or, Janet Jackson on stage, or,
Right.
So focus on those things, and you'll achieve those things physically. So that's my big encouragement.
Two quick things to throw out there. I was a kid. I would spend summers at my granny's house, and I got into watching the Incredible Hulk with her, with Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno. So I was like a huge Lou Ferrigno fan as a kid. So when
Yeah.
social media got to be real popular, I just started following him on Instagram, and just to see
Yes.
him being his age, still ripped, still so passionate about working out, it's like I have no excuse at all. Like, this guy is, in his 60s, still going hard. And then also, before my dad passed away, my dad lived like a mile from this park. And this is like back when I was like really in my bag as a runner. I could run like 8 miles a day and stuff. But there was this older white guy. He looked like Santa Claus. He had like a big beard, like the Santa Claus beard. This guy would run with no shirt on. He didn't have a single ounce of fat on his body. And but I was like, I would run in this direction, he would run in that direction. And it's almost like we were semi-competing with each other, because like every time I do a lap, I still see him. And that was just like motivation. Like, hey, man, I get older, I want to be just like that guy right there.
Yep. Yes. I mean, age is just a number. If your youth is renewed daily, I mean, you're just getting younger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we were just discussing that. So yeah, and honestly, I feel like I'm getting better, stronger, more skilled, more gifted. So
yeah, definitely.
And at every age, for me, like, I want to keep living. So I'm going to be a certain age. I'm going to be all of the ages. So I don't want to consider any age old. And I just want to get better at my craft and what I'm passionate about. And one of my friends, David Rain, said, if you didn't know your age, what age would you be? And I was like, that is brilliant. That is so brilliant.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great advice, because there's a lot of people that's dealing with discouragement right now. Maybe they're at an age and maybe they feel like they've underachieved, or they haven't accomplished some of the things that they set out to do. And it's easy to say, oh, I'm 40, I'm going to be 50 in 10 years, and looking so far off and not really kind of living within the moment.
Yeah, it's your faith and it's your mindset. And that's a big key too, is even though you can't maybe meet certain people, you can't, like, I can't run with Sonia Ross, but like, I can't just meet with her right now and go run the block, but I can pull her up on YouTube. I can find her training, and I can get into her mindset and her mind frame and learn from her and be mentored by her. And so that is a huge key, and she's a gold medalist. So if you can get those type of mentorships, and then of course, when the opportunities do come about, definitely plug in. Like we were discussing in dance, a lot of the times these professional dance companies will come tour through your city. So when they do that, they offer a community class. So then you get to go and take their class and get mentored by them, and it's usually free. So a lot of people think that they got to have a lot of money in order to develop themselves in these ways, but you really don't.
But Liz, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast. It was great information that you gave out, and I really appreciate you. Just keep doing what you're doing, and again, happy early birthday to you.
Thank Thank you. This is so awesome. Thank you for everything you're doing. Keep it up. This is awesome. It's really nice to have someone like talk to you and ask you about yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, nobody really does that. No one kind of like goes into like, well, what I see something special about you. Can you tell me more about yourself? So that's really pleasant. Great things are going to happen for you for sowing those seeds. So thank you, Terrence.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you on the very next episode. Take care.
Bye.
I want to thank everybody for their support, those of you that have been watching all of our podcasts. If you're interested in donating to the Stage is Mine podcast, you can send that 2 ways, via PayPal or Cash App. Our Cash App is Terry from the A, and our PayPal is EETV101. Support this machine today to help us continue to do what we're doing. Also, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of the Stage is Mine podcast, email me today at EETV@yahoo.com or call 334-498-5394. Thank you very much. I want to thank you for tuning in to today's program. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell for all things pertaining to the Stage is Mine podcast. Until next time, take care.
Broke, give everything, better yet, give your all. They don't wanna see you win, nevertheless, show evolve. Wanna see my demise, you can be in for a surprise, cause the sun ain't about to set.